Cito the Spirit Coach, getting you in shape and form for the age of Aquarius. Yet again, you're now drinking the wine of Zeus. You heard? And look, we the best performers ever. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the, at the stadium right now. I'm the best rapper. You know what I'm saying? Best teacher you heard. Best actor, best entertainer. If you ain't associated with me in some way, shape, or form, then you out of the game. We doing performance on different levels, so it ain't even about levels. We just the best. So we gonna get into this information and knowledge and stuff like that, and kind of let y'all know, what I'm saying, what the T is. Okay, because NASA, you might be listening to NASA too much, and they don't even know nothing. You know what I'm saying? So this is why we keep going on failed missions. Nobody, not humanity ain't getting better. You know what I'm saying? Voting ain't helping. This is why everybody's craniums is undeveloped and stuff like this. And the only person I heard remotely say something close to this was Archangel Uriel, Flight Boss, and stuff like that. A lot of this I heard him say, but this is a lot that you can actually go outside and kind of see for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, motherfuckers is kind of capping in things, you know what I'm saying, on what's happening in things, and we're going to talk about the sun, because the sun, it ain't something that is outside of you. It's actually something that's you inside of and shit like that. We're going to get to that motherfucking information and knowledge quick, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just got to let you know and stuff like that so we can get it done. So I got to stand here, I got the notebook and stuff like that. So I just figured I'd get outside, get on y'all ass and stuff like that, so y'all can wake y'all ass up and stuff. Because a lot of these things, you know what I'm saying, based upon how you see life, man, it'll redesign your spiritual your cortexes and shit like that. Whatever part of that brain is that. But and then this would let y'all stop trying to look into things too much, you know what I'm saying? Or you can already see it, you know what I'm saying? You stop trying to look anything, like all these scientists with these microscopes and things, they always try to find some starting point in something and stuff like that. But then they come to find out that it ain't nothing, so then they say, oh, this something point created everything, but that's reversed and stuff like that. And that thing wouldn't exist if you wasn't existing and stuff like that. So you got to be aware of that as well, But yeah, let's get to it. So we're going to talk about how the sun is not a thing on its own, okay? So the sun is not a thing on its own. It's something you're inside of based upon your position, having your position, so the part that you own, or these, what accumulated out of this water cycle, the part of it that you own, and you don't know how big it is, but you inside of something, having its own atmosphere, because you're in an atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? So you're inside of an atmosphere as well. Just like if you was a fish, you would be inside of that atmosphere, okay? So it's having its own atmosphere crashing with another atmosphere, which is just a different form of fluid, okay? So that's all the sun is and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? It's something we inside of. That's why when we not facing the sun in the motherfucking daylight and shit like that, you can't see no colors or no spectrum, because you're not in that fluid, right? Okay, so example, based upon going outside, whatever you're inside of at the moment is helping you, aka giving you the ability to see more clearly. So now that you're inside of that, you know what I'm saying, so it's based upon position. It's the atmosphere crashing with another atmosphere, because we know when we not close to that atmosphere, we experience what we know as distance, right? And whenever you away from something, you experience distance. So if you away from another person, y'all not gonna accumulate heat and shit like that. So y'all gonna feel distance. Shout out Sulada. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all close, then and shit like that, if y'all close, then y'all gonna create, the heat and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't about nothing but that. You know what I'm saying? When you close, you're gonna experience more light and heat and all that. So that lets us know when we away, you know what I'm saying, from the sun, or whatever, you know, and when we're rotating outside of that atmosphere or whatever that we call in the sun, you know what I'm saying, we're experiencing distance from it. And when we're closer, you know what I'm saying, we're experiencing more what we experiencing now. So we start to be within those two atmospheres or the bodies of water on a broader scale, you know, start to crash, and now that's what's happening. And based upon its effect it has on you and whatever else it encapsulates, you can influence it. It can. I mean, wait. Let me start over. And based upon the effect it has on you and whatever else it encapsulates, you can influence it. You can see the influence it has on people, places, and things. So now that you within the sun, when we rotate towards that body of water in the morning, you can see the influence that it has on people, places, and things. AKA, now that that water is mixing with our water and stuff like that, now we can see, okay, what does that bring? It brings light, it brings information, it brings conscious awareness. Just like I'm outside and you can see me, if we wasn't facing the sun, it'll be pitch the fuck black out here. So know that. If we wasn't facing towards the sun, it would be pitch the fuck black out here. So that lets you know that the sun is it's an atmosphere that you're inside of. It's not a point. That point is a point. We're gonna get into that. Okay, so based upon the effects it has on you and whatever else that water cycle encapsulate, you can see the influence it has on people, places, and things. Boom. All right. So just as if I poured wine into water, if you were in the water atmosphere, it would only be seen as a spectrum from the inside, and you would be able to see from the wine's perspective. You get what I'm saying? So if you was in water and you was acclimated to that temperature, like, that atmosphere, like a fish would, you don't gotta breathe, but I poured some wine into there and stuff like that, and you was able to sustain that water cycle, that little mixture, you would be able to now see, okay, from the wine's perspective. And that's what you're doing with the sun. You see it from the sun's perspective, the influence that it got. So what is it bringing? Light, color, information, you know what I'm saying? Transformation, you get what I'm saying? Okay, so let's move on. The fluid that you're in is giving you information to carry out the duties and obligations such as consciousness, transformation, and being able to see. Okay, so that's what the sun is influencing your ass to do. Other than that, you wouldn't get up and play out these qualities and principles. So the sun is a whole big ass thing. It ain't just like that one point that y'all pointing to and stuff like that. All right. So NASA got y'all lost. All these your teachers got you lost. All that. And since the light is taking shape and form of what you're inside of, okay, y'all calling that crashing point the sun, which is nothing other than a point of refraction. So just like if you was in the water and you looked up outside of the water and you saw a motherfucker standing at the edge of the pool and that motherfucker look loopy and whatever, it's a refraction. That's what you're seeing with basically just the crashing of this atmosphere and this light. That's just a point of refraction and stuff like that. But let's move on. But you're calling the point the sun. Hold on, man. What the fuck is sunlight? You know what I'm saying? The sun was lit over here when I first started. I guess we're getting away from it though. Okay? Which is nothing other than a refraction point. But you're calling this point the sun and was rocked to sleep by people like NASA to reflangle y'all mind so much that you give whatever the most attention praise. So you point to whatever gets them, because the sun gets the most attention, right? That's the energy it brings, but y'all be actually praising the actual point of that light and stuff like that. You're giving the most attention praise, which the shadows turn into a spell of following what you give the most attention to, which is ultimately turn evil and stuff like that. So you know what I'm saying? Now that point was created based upon it encapsulating. It's not it's a whole spectrum. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole, like, let me show you. Like, this is not a point. We inside of it. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's of go get a glass of water or clear glass, and then you will see the light get to encapsulate, and it's a spectrum, you know what I'm saying? And then that you gonna be able to see the reflection off the water and shit like that, or whatever light is creating based upon that. You know what I'm saying? Look, real shit. Nuns, everybody line up with Cito teaching, all that over there. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Zeus in this bitch. So we're inside of it. It's like a whole rainbow. That's why it is. That's why it create rainbows. So that's why you can see this water and the colors that it create when we get inside of it. If you're not gonna be able to see that if you don't be inside of that water. When we not inside of this water that we call in the sun, it's dark as fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's pitch black. So this is something that we're rotating towards. And once we rotate towards it, we be inside of it. And then let me keep going. And since the light is taking the shape and form of what we're inside of, y'all call that crashing point the sun, which is nothing other than a refraction point. But you're calling the point the sun, and was rocked to sleep by people like NASA and to reflangle y'all mind so much that you even give whatever the most attention praise, which they turn it into a spell of following what you give the most attention to, which is ultimately evil. Not attention, giving attention is not necessarily evil, but the things that y'all point to and praise and the things that get the most attention, that's what they utilize as their little stars or their little suns and stuff like that. And that's how y'all end up giving worship with them, because y'all think the sun is the most important thing in the motherfucking universe. But it's not, but it's not, but it's not. But it's not, but it's not, but it's not, but it's not, but it's not. The Tulada said the sun sends out spectrums, and depending on how you vibrate, you'll be able to be aligned with the atmosphere. Exactly, right. And we do that based upon knowing what atmosphere the sun is creating. So right now it would be Sagittarius, because we all within Sagittarius season, and we see them natures pointing out, and the better you know how to align with the sun and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, this is when you know a little bit more discipline and stuff like that. So you won't try to get attention when it's more, when you don't try to do things Is it still muted? Is it still muted? Better? All right, better. Okay. All right, so y'all do that physically all the way to following it, you know what I'm saying, that y'all separated. So now y'all created a way to separate and point to see yourself and stuff like that. No, that's good, you know what I'm saying. I need people like you, Sulata, to let me know when, you know what I'm saying, shit like this this ain't flowing, because I would have been mad as fuck if this whole, you know what I'm saying? But I unmuted it and muted it again. Y'all created a point for yourself. So y'all created y'all own little point of individuality by, you know, resonating with that being and stuff like that. Whatever spirit that gave y'all the concept of following was the sun, and thought it was the most important to see it that way. You know what I'm saying? So that's how y'all manifested yourself down here as humans. Okay, but we know the energy signatures by distance and closeness. When we away from the sun, we call that winter, and when we the closest to the sun, we call that summer. And based upon playing out them disciplines, we know we can be well-rounded, okay, because we following the discipline, and we know we in something bigger that's taking a bigger discipline in the course because it's consistent. So that play out like discipline. You know what I'm saying? So this is when you get to allegories of what the fuck is the Gnosticism, when you're being inside of a being and shit like that. But yeah, this is what they talking about. What I'm talking about, Zeus. You know what I'm saying? Zeus. So and based upon playing out the disciplines, we know we can be well-rounded and more like the thing we are inside of. So we do things all the way to assigning colors to different positions of the cycles. So you know what I'm saying? We assign different colors to the cycle, giving it names and titles, which is basically astrology, which is a concept of anthropomorphizing life, where now, you know what I'm saying, lights, which is information and stuff like that. And now we're doing that with our own self, giving things life. So playing out the sun with our energy. So taking things from the dark, you know what I'm saying, that we picking up on information and making something out of it. And so this is how, you know what I'm saying, we utilizing the sun energy. But the sun is not something outside of you. The sun is something that you're inside of. So it's a body of water, just a lighter spectrum and different types of influences inside of it that you crashing into with your influence that got different, you know what I'm saying? And then the planets is just the positions of them. So the planet's not even like a thing. It's really just more so a calculation of the position of the sun when it be in a certain position, and to give off these characteristics: Mars, Saturn, you know what I'm saying, that type of shit, Sagittarius and this nature and stuff like that. So that's the positions of it, is the rainbow on a broader spectrum and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, you heard the best performer, best actors out here making it very look simple. You know what I'm saying? Look regular, look like, you know, some knowledge and some stuff that need to be taught. And hold on, man, I got snot on my nose and shit. We gonna get that off. You heard? All right, so now you ain't gotta go to college and be lost for 2,000 years like everybody been and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And now that you know that, you know what I'm saying, you know you always dealing with suns, what we call thoughts, and you always dealing with feelings, which would be the vibration or the mood that we in and stuff like that. So you know that, you know, every time, you know, you get an idea, that's like a sun and stuff, and that's going, you know what I'm saying, be some, you know what I'm saying, you mix your energies with, or that influence you and stuff, because this is what y'all do as spirits, create thoughts and feelings. And you know what I'm saying, that thought can take you out of that lower depressed feeling, you know, and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we kind of trying to do, get back to them types of natures, the sun nature, so we don't have to be so low and depressed or deep, you know what I'm saying, deep rested, you know what I'm saying, or two into our feminine natures where we can't get our 1-2 together within the world, you know what I'm saying? So that's how it's playing. That's how it's going down, you know. When you out here in these esoteric streets, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so the sun is creating color and shit like that. I'm saying? And it's bringing attention to the shit that we already manifested. Really, you know. So yeah. So now that's what they didn't use the sun as their bitch and stuff like that. Now we use the sun as our bitch. And it'd be real simple, straight like that. Straight like that. Straight like that. Straight like that. You know what I'm saying? They trying to call that one thing. No, that's something you inside. That shit wrapping around. Look. Hold on. That shit wrapping around this bitch. All type of shit. All type of shit. Yeah, I don't know what they talking about, light traveling and stuff like that. No, that ain't no light traveling. That ain't no light traveling. You heard? But yeah, bitch shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's fluid. It's a lighter version of fluid. And it's lighter and it's just interacting with the one that you already in. You know what I'm saying? That you call it oxygen or H2O or some shit like that or whatever. And shit, and based upon that crashing, that daily event crashing, things are produced. Fruits, trees, grass, all that shit is produced. Your ass, your stinking ass. So they've been happening for a long time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So stars are water. You heard? Stars are water. Stars are water. This is why you could be around somebody, feel they influence, and get lost into their water cycle. You know what I'm saying? If you don't express or see your son, you might get lost into their thought and feeling about some shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this would be pitch fucking black if the sun wasn't out here. So that lets you know the sun allow you to use a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Express a lot of things. So you can express different colors. You know what I'm saying? Which is like this green stability. Like, you can see a bunch of things, express a bunch of things. Like, you know what I'm saying? All type of shit. All type of shit. All type of shit. Said from a 3D perspective, condensed. Yeah, it's bending in onto itself, condensing, accumulating. You know what I'm saying? But we all created it though. Like, we all created it just based upon, you know what I'm saying? We just take the vessels of the ones on the heart chakra and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We not in that vessel where the sun can exist. You know what I'm saying? We could take them bodies and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So we had to create that down here type shit. I'm about to get up out of here, man. It's sad out here. Inshallah, I still got